I'm assuming, Kathy, that you're going to hold to your Bitcoin forecast for, what is it, 1 million per coin by 2030. That still feels good to you?
Yes.
One Bitcoin today is $17,000. One Bitcoin by 2030 will be at $1 million, according to ARK Invest's Kathy Woods. Ethereum will come out even stronger.
I'm assuming, Kathy, that you're going to hold to your Bitcoin forecast for, what is it, 1 million per coin by 2030. That still feels good to you?
Yes, and you can, sometimes you need to battle test. You need to go through crises to see who the real, to see the survivors, first of all, but really to battle test the infrastructure and the thesis. And again, we think Bitcoin is coming out of this smelling like a rose because of what I have mentioned previously. And I do think, though, the one thing that will be delayed is perhaps institutions stepping back and just saying, okay, do we really understand this? And once they actually do the homework and see what's happened here, I think they might be more comfortable moving into Bitcoin and perhaps Ether as a first stop, because they'll understand it more.
Bitcoin's price today near the lows. Bitcoin's value today near the highs. Bitcoin's fundamentals near all-time highs. Bitcoin's hash rate at all-time highs. Bitcoin beginning 2023 with Bitcoin's hash rate breaking above all-time highs. It's never been higher. Ethereum, fundamentally, in my opinion, never been better. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Altcoin Daily. We break down the entire cryptocurrency market, make things easy to understand for you on a daily basis. So join the Altcoin Daily team. Ethereum balance on exchanges hits a 4-year low. If you take away one thing from this video, let it be this. Price doesn't necessarily equate to value. The price could be down, but the value can be up. And that's what more and more big players, smart money, are realizing. That Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto is here to stay, and in a time where there's too much money and fiscal spending, Bitcoin and Ethereum will have value.
Something like crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, where there's a finite amount of that will have value.
A higher value than where we're at today?
A value at a much higher number than where we are today.
Oh yeah, I think so. Big players understand ETH and Bitcoin is the best hedge on the planet.
If you think about every decade, the 70s were the decade of inflation. The 80s was a decade of kind of boom-bust, huge swings in dollar volatility. The 90s was equitization, the dot-com bubble. The aughts was the mortgage bubble and the great financial crisis. The teens were the peak of globalization and probably the peak of central bank experimentation with monetary policy, right? The 20s, I'm afraid, are going to be that period where we really focus on debt dynamics country by country, fiscal deficits, and the need to run certainly fiscal policy in a way that gives people confidence in the long-run value of the currency. And the problem that we've had really for the last 12 years is that we've done this massive experimentation with monetary policy where we suppressed yields, and we did this massive experimentation on the fiscal side during the pandemic. And so my guess is the 20s are going to be just the opposite of both. We're already seeing that right now from the central bank. Whoever is the president in 24 is going to be dealing with debt dynamics that are so dire. And so
so dire that this is the 1970s?
No, so dire that we're going to have fiscal retrenchment. And that fiscal retrenchment means that if we don't have fiscal retrenchment, that everything that we spent, if you think about the teens, which was all about suppressing yields, right? Mm-hmm. I think the 20s will be just the opposite. I mean, higher term premiums in bond markets, higher term premiums in stock markets. It'll be just the opposite of what we experienced the last decade. So in a time when there's too much money, which is why we have inflation, and too much fiscal spending, something like crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, where there's a finite amount of that will have value at some point, someday. I don't know when that will be, but it will have value. That scarcity.
And the value at a much higher number than where we are today.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
It is amazing to be able to bear witness to the growth of Ethereum and ETH Layer 2s. ETH's ecosystem and L2 ecosystem continues to expand, get bigger and better. In this case, Polygon. Mastercard taps Polygon for Web3 Artist Accelerator. Mastercard announced Friday at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, that it will use Polygon blockchain to launch its Mastercard Artist Accelerator. The program is designed to help musical artists learn how to expand their brands through minting NFTs on Polygon, building online presence on Polygon, and establishing a community on Polygon. While Mastercard has not yet said who will participate in the accelerator, the company said that the accelerator will end later this year with a live-streamed artist showcase. Mastercard says its aim is to create a space for music, content creation, collaboration, and ownership using the accelerator to connect artists worldwide with mentors in Web3 associated with Ethereum and Polygon. Projects building on Polygon increasing daily. Projects moving over to Polygon and the Ethereum ecosystem increasing daily. Amazing to see this. Polygon paid top Solana projects, Utes and DeGods, to the top NFT projects on Solana, $3 million to migrate chains. D-Labs, the company behind these NFT projects, received a non-equity grant from the Layer 2 chain to fund its expansion. So many of these cryptocurrencies, at least the quality altcoins, have treasuries in order to fund things exactly like this. And they're using the money. They're putting the money to good use, it looks like. At Altcoin Daily. It's not always bullish. We like to present you with the good, the bad, the neutral, the facts, the reality. And this is what you need to know about. Grayscale dumps Avalanche from its large cap fund. Grayscale has dumped all of its Avalanche. This is part of its regularly scheduled rebalancing. Interesting that Grayscale sold its AVAX and used the cash to purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and Matic. Not that interesting. Good move. And Sol. Interesting move. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Get your tickets to Bitcoin 2023 Miami, May 18th through 20th, Miami Beach this year. Use code Altcoin Daily, 10% off. This is the biggest Bitcoin conference of the year. Ticket prices continue to increase as we get closer to the event. Use code Altcoin Daily, 10% off. Get your tickets now. See you tomorrow, my friends.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin was at like 40K by the summer. That wouldn't surprise me at all. And that's like 2.5x from here. So it's a great return.